It's October 26th. The high temperature today is like 55 degrees. That's right now, basically 3 o'clock. I'm set up on the family farm. This is only my second hunt out here this year. I'm in my stand over here by the hill. I don't think, I might have hunted out of this one time last year. And obviously this is the first time in here this year. Over the years, there's been a good amount of daylight buck activity in this little clover plot. The last 2 years, I've had it in Nebraska, and then 2 or 3 years prior to that, it was clover. And this is a first-year clover plot. I planted this in June. It's doing really good. You can see I got a mock scrape, a vine scrape. It looks like it's freshly worked. I'm not super optimistic on seeing anything nice tonight. The biggest buck out here now is a 4.5-year-old. I would probably shoot him. He's pretty nice at 4. I don't think I could pass that deer, especially because I had just way too many daylight pictures of him last year to think that he'll make it through. I mean, it just seems like he's walking around carelessly. So the 6.5-year-old that was running around out here just got shot earlier in the week by the neighbor. That buck's usually spent a lot of time over here on this end of the property. And I would occasionally get daylight pictures of him, but a lot less of him. So yeah, we'll see what comes out. Hopefully I see something and can get some footage or something out here. We got kind of like a northwest wind right now, blowing all my scent this way, which nothing beds that way, and that's the least likely direction that deer would come from. We occasionally get does to bed on our hill. I think they bed in our swamp down here more than they bed on the hill. That's all that direction upwind of me. The wind is supposed to change to like an east wind at like 7 o'clock. So as the night goes on, it might start to drift down this way a little bit more. We'll see. Right now it's a pretty strong northwest wind, pretty consistent. So we'll see what comes in, I guess. Well, that was quite the hunt. It's crazy to say this, but that might have been my best hunt ever on the family farm. Just number of deer sighted and close range. I mean, I've seen more deer on a single hunt than that, but that was more like late season and late season hunting. And that at last light there, that buck came out. I was almost guaranteed when he first popped out and got into the opening. I was like, am I seriously gonna let this deer go walk by? I did let him go, and there was quite a few deer eating on the red oak acorns right there too. There's a couple red oak trees right there. But yeah, hunts like those are, I mean, not a single deer picking you off or smelling you. I can't believe I got away with that many deer around me without nothing, knowing I was there. And I got out clean. I waited, like I said, there was a couple deer around me, and I waited till they had walked off. And then I heard more deer coming. I had to wait longer. I probably waited 45 minutes after light to get out of there without, screwing it up too bad. So for a good part of the season, I literally thought these were two different bucks with very crazy similar genetics, but I'm pretty positive now that it's the same deer. It was just throwing me off when from different angles, it looks like different deer. Like that inside point on his right side looks like a typical point from the back side at a different angle, but his brow tines match. The left brow tine's taller, and then the split is exactly the same on the G2 on the left side. The antler kind of swoops down. It's definitely the same deer, but for a while I literally thought it was two different deer. And then here's a quick comparison of what he looked like last year. Kind of that same. I think he was a 2-year-old last year and a 3-year-old now, but I'm not 100% sure. Well, it's the morning, October 27th. I'm on the family farm in my giant tower stand here in this big willow, overlooking pretty much all of these plots. I got this small clover plot right here, and there's always some daylight, morning movement on some of these trails back here in this more secluded opening. I got out here a little bit later than what I wanted. I wanted to get out here about at gray light, but it ended up being about sunrise. I was not going to enter here in the dark because I knew that there'd be a ton of deer just anywhere out here on these trails or in the food plots still or something. I didn't see a single deer I rode my bike in here too to cut down on scent. So, got in perfectly clean. Got pretty much we have no wind, but it's supposed to be a south wind blowing back this way. I probably will end up hunting here tonight too. There's a pretty good chance. This little trail right here, if something comes out, it'll be a very quick opportunity to shoot something, because if they go that way, it'll be too far, but they could come out right here and I'll be able to get them right there. You can see they have trails worn in the grass. I can actually see a fresh deer bed where the frost is melted. This trail right here, I got a camera right there. It's been getting a ton of daylight activity every single day. There's does and bucks. Sometimes some of the nicer bucks going through here in daylight out to the corn and brassicas and soybeans. Last night I had that amazing hunt over there by our hill, where I seen like 3 or 4 different bucks and 5 or 6 does grunting and chasing. So this is kind of a low odds spot any time of the year, especially in the mornings. But in the evenings, these 2 trails coming out of here have been on fire. And there's trails coming right underneath the stand, and a couple big rubs right over behind me. I know they slip in through here. They have trails over here too, where they kind of cut through some of this thick stuff. And I have a mowed grass trail out there, so this ain't the only 2 trails that deer are walking on, but it's probably the best too. You can see the deer have like a trail worn in the grass from them walking on it. They cut over there, and you can see it as they go out towards the food plot. It's like a worn-in corner right there, and then they go straight out through here. Well, that was pretty cool. Something pushed that buck this way, more than likely. Another bigger, more dominant buck. Before I seen that, I don't know, probably a half hour after getting here, there was like a little fork buck that walked through this opening and then headed down towards the swamp. Didn't get any footage of that. And then I grunted like 2 times after he walked away to see if I could get him to turn around. Nothing. And then I think I grunted like 20 minutes later, 2 soft grunts. And then like 5 minutes after that is when that buck ran through. But there must have been another buck over there, and I don't know if they maybe were gonna fight, or one of them pushed the other one over here or something. He was running like he was almost spooked from a human, and he ran through here. And he stopped in this opening and looked back this direction. So there had to have been another buck over there. That was that same buck I seen last night over by the hill. Yeah, it's like 10 o'clock now. I'm gonna probably come back to the same stand if the wind stays good tonight. It's all southwest blowing out here. If anything does come out and start feeding in the food plot right there, it might smell me. So hopefully the scent blows more that way, because they do end up like right in here, I think. So the plan is to come back here tonight and